It's time I find the top of my toolbox again.
We're going on a vacation and Dale picked basket weaving without telling Hank. Turns out Hank is very good at basket weaving.
Oh, that's important.
He's like, what to do. So like, and then they put him to work. You know, first time any vocationers ever like done that. Dale sucks at weaving.
Where are you heading with your machete?
To go whack a can.
Nice.
Because waxing a can's fun.
What? Sure, I'm good at making a mess. Yo. Just trying to rediscover my toolbox. It's like completely full. Because I got like 6 projects going on at a time. Super, super awesome. Mason. Oh. Control arm drawings. Hi, Michael. Nice can. Hey, cool boy. Thanks for the sub. Oh, dirty welding sleeves. Welding glove. How are the chickens today?
I haven't checked on them.
What? Ain't stir sticks. You always need stir sticks. Because the paint store never gives them to you when you actually need them. Not sure if you caught the videos when I was in Nashville last weekend painting a GTR, but didn't have stir sticks. Probably my fault. I'll talk to you, Mark. Oh, getting there. Getting there, getting there. I will be fixing some, hopefully working on the boat a little bit later. Right now, I just needed to kind of get back to my toolbox so I could get on these projects that I'm on. I'm in the middle of building a long travel for my Tundra. I'm in the middle of helping my wife restore a boat project she just got. Kid's four-wheeler, of course, something happened to his transmission when he was out last. But all of that revolves around me being able to access tools and have a workspace. And of course, I'm always like on and off stuff. I'm just throwing everything on the toolbox so it just packs up. Like I rebuilt my engine 6 months ago and I still had assembly loops sitting here. That's helpful. You know, paint from the engine, paint from my kid's four-wheeler, paint from fabricating a bumper a couple weeks or months ago. Just builds and builds. Does anybody ever use a coat? I put it on my boat and it seemed like it was gone in like a couple weeks. Four-wheelers do have a transmission. This one's just forward and reverse, but it's still acting up. He was out on a trail, not beating on or anything, and all of a sudden now it just like skips like it's got a broken gear, but hopefully it's just not engaging into gear all the way. Does this look like pond water? It's really not appetizing looking. Took a gas engine class in high school. Nice, what'd you work on in that? What you working on, Buck? What you working on?
Putting a band-aid on?
Nice. Band-aids are cool. Shouts outs to band-aids.
Yeah.
Lawnmowers and stuff went on to welding. No one else is gonna comment? I don't know, they're in and out. What kind of welding you doing? I TIG weld for a job on all aluminum. Stick and MIG. I do quite about a bit of MIG. I have it in the garage. Use it a lot for kind of mocking stuff up, like the truck parts and any just repairs around the house. And then on things where I can, I TIG weld primarily because just get a nicer, more controlled weld. Lay a nice flat bead instead of having any extra build or trying to fight with some of the settings. Just a lot more control. Did they have you welding anything real or just like steel pieces? We did, when I was in college, we did like coupons, they said. They were just like a little steel piece like this. This is aluminum, but we do take two steel pieces like this and weld them together. We do lap welds, butt welds. What's this called? Vertical? I don't know. Just test. Yeah. Should probably put these back on my truck, seeing as I'm done taking the bed off. I'm gonna walk over and do that shortly. You probably want to see the truck. Gotta get it zip tied, put the dive flag on. Vote for the flagpole, and then I gotta reset up my jig. Never got your certification doing high school stuff. I'm not actually a certified welder either, but I weld for a job every day and make fair money. Let me go grab a zip tie so I can get this flag put on. One more thing off my list. Still there, mark here. I built this at work, just a flagpole. TIG weld the sleeve on so it fits the rod holder tight. Slotted for the rod holder. And then TIG welded all these brackets on. To hold the flag. Not super pretty, but gets the job done. Nine people, no comments. Not since the first one's last. No, this isn't a finished flag. This is a dive flag. So when we're out in the boat, when we are out in the boat and we are scuba diving, it shows people that there are divers below. So it goes up in the rod holders up there, and then that flies so other boats know not to come too close to us. So that way, oh, you don't have to apologize, but that way, when we're underwater, we don't have to worry about boats running us over with propellers. America. It's 4th of July, dress appropriate. Just stir up my pond water here. Here, we can work on something. Let's put this drill back together. And if I can find a way to get this set up decent. We'll just work over here. So, took apart the snap-on drill to see if I could change the brushes in it, but of course, you can't. So, it kind of worked sometimes. So I'm just going to get it back together so that way there's not so many pieces. And I'm not good at throwing things away. So let's just put her back together. Got to spline this back on the motor. It's not brushless, but they're like self-contained. It's kind of annoying. You can't change them out. That was easy. If I can get the forward reverse switch lined up. Oh, there's a pin. Like so. See if we got a bit for this. How many times have I taken this apart? Just one. Took it apart so I couldn't get parts for it. Bought that. I got this drill in like 2010, so it's not really worth putting a whole bunch of money in. $92 what? All right, we have a drill. We'll just sink that down in here. Probably never get used again. These do the job. Age, you're bad. 92 years old? No, I was born in 91. Not too far off. All right, so don't need that. Let's set this jig up for my next control arm I'm building. Just like that. Oh yeah, we're having a conversation. No problem. So I need my big bushing. This is flipping the drawing. I need 9 inches between them. If I was smart, I would just double nut this. Not that smart. Do I have all the sockets where they go? Check this out. Oh, I'm not bothered. Ugh. Alright, we'll double nut this like a pro. Nothing to apologize for. Get our socket out. In theory, should be able to run that something like there. Pop our double nut off. Okay. So we need the outside of this bushing, 6 3/4 inches. Away from this 1 square. So let's see about where we're at. So this is a jig for me building control arms for my truck. Building a long travel suspension for the front of it. Got some big coilovers. Big coilovers. So I'm building the lower control arms right now. So I need to make a jig to set everything so it'll be in the right position. And then when I get the control arms built, I can put these monster coilovers on the front and have like 18 inches of suspension travel. But to do that, you got to build all the parts. So 6 3/4 on center. And we are at about 5 3/4, so we got to bump this bushing out farther. Yeah, I make my own jigs when I have to. I have one control arm mostly together in the truck. I'll grab it after we get this set up.
I'm not going in there. Too many spiders.
Now you know what? I was reading off the inside. Off the inside, we are 8 1/4, so we got to move it in. I'm not rich. Just worked a long time. To pay for the coilovers, I did welded a roll cage in a 69 Roadrunner. I posted some shorts from that. If you look at my channel, there's like 1,800 videos, so no shortage of stuff to watch. So I've just been doing a lot of live streams lately because it seems like people like having somebody to talk to, and they like seeing stuff get done. And I do a lot of both. So all right, if you look, centered on this hole here, that'll be the lower ball joint hole, and then square with the rod. We're at 6 7/8. So I need to bump it in just another 1/8 inch. Measure again. Centered here. Square it off here. About a 1/16 to go. Centered here. Boom. Right on the money. now we got to set up our other bushing for this side. It's going to be 8 inches from center to the outside of the bushing. So we grab our other bushing. Suspension is scary though. Nah. When I went to school, college, back in the day, I went to Wyotech. I did collision refinishing and motorsports chassis fabrication, so we delve a lot into suspension setup, angles, spent a lot of time welding. I hand built a Ford 9-inch rear axle. Worked on some hot rods, worked on some rock crawlers. This nut does not want to start. It's a little burr from when I cut the threaded rod. All right, before we get too crazy, let's do a measurement at it. Centered here. Squared off there. We're actually really close. Centered here. I don't know how we did it. Right on the money. So we'll cinch everything up. With a couple of 3/4. And then my notched A-arms will slide onto these. I'll weld it down. There's a big plate that goes. Here was my template for the plate. There's a plate there, and then the forged ball joint mount, whatever you want to call it, the knuckle, lines up here, and we weld it all together. I will go grab one out of the truck so you can see what I'm talking about. So, this is the driver's side lower. Like that. It's what you make of it. But I've lost jobs a lot. I've worked at a bunch of places. Never have a lot of money to spend, but you know, just kind of make it work. Build what you can. Make jigs when you have to. I could go and buy like a $6,000 long travel kit, or I can just build one. So, yeah, this is it. This will get boxed in here. I gotta make a box in. I'll be cutting that this weekend. Welding next week. So we'll box this in, box the ends in here, weld this knuckle all the way around. I'll have strapping that goes around each of these bushings to hold them in. So that way, instead of just holding a weld on this side, so if you broke your weld, this pulls out. You've got weld going all the way around the back, and then a strap like that welded on. So you have it holding from every angle. And then I'll put dress-up plates on the sides, you know, holes or something. They're like an overlay plate, and that'll stick the whole side of this to these pieces all in one. on top of the welds of each one individually. So, and then I have to build uppers, but those are easy. That being said, let's go put the hooks in the truck. You're going to want to see the truck. I'm halfway confident if you see the truck, you'll go back and watch videos of building the truck. Got our bit. Got our ends. Let's grab our camera. Hopefully this angle's good for you. So we got these with spacers because it has a bed liner. Got our impact. So we'll climb up in here, we'll put these in. Get it to line up. That'll do. Kind of dirty right now. All right. See you later, Mark. think that will about do it. Four-wheeler back in here. Pond water settled. Thanks everybody that watched. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. We will probably be working on the boat a little bit later today, so that's going to be a more compelling video than just watching me kind of hang out in the garage. So we have a 1982 Anna Capri that we are restoring. My wife picked up. It's her project. We are going to be going out cleaning the motor on that. We're going to get it looking good, and we got to get it running, and hopefully we can make it look like the last boat we restored, which hopefully we'll be taking this out today for 4th of July. Hit that like button, turn your notifications on. It'll let you know when we're live. Most of the videos we're doing quite a bit in them. You can check out our other lives on the channel. We got about 1,800 shorts on the channel and a bunch of long form videos, everything from fossil hunting to building trucks to restoring boats to restoring old four-wheelers. Thanks for watching. Peace.